like I said, one of the pillars, her and her husband, is one of the pillars of the church. And thanks be to God that she has the support that she needs. Ed was not helped on selling their home before they left this area. But now that he's living in glory and is doing just fine, her daughter felt that it was important for her to have that support. So she will be leaving for Southern Florida. Madam Laura, I will never forget your wonderful personality when I first came here and all the way until our conversation on Friday night at 9:30 at night. She has always been upbeat. She has had an interesting and funny personality. And yes, she can say things in such a way that you'll walk away and you say, did she just say that? So I'm going to leave that to your imagination. Laura, you know what I'm talking about. I have to speak the truth while I'm up here. So I just want you to know that I just thoroughly adore you and enjoyed your presence, your personality, your leadership, and of course, all of the work that she did in the kitchen over here throughout the years. Now, I have to say something about Ed. Ed, you're in glory. I know that. But I will never forget when we had our first spaghetti dinner here, and we also had some spaghetti left over, some sauces. I don't know if y'all remember. And we had jars of leftovers. So what we did is those individuals that wanted to take some of the sauce home and prepare it, we have put it back in the jar, and then we gave it away. And Ed said, you know, this stuff is so good, I'm going to go over to AA that same night. And he went over there and brought almost half of the AA group over to purchase some of the sauce that we had for our spaghetti dinner. Ed was amazing. He went over there and he just shepherded people over. Ed, I just thank you. Laura, I thank you, both of you, for all of your hard work throughout the ages for United Presbyterian Church. Amen. Amen. Anybody else?
I would like to say, look over here, I guess. Sorry, Laura. I'd like to thank you for all your kindnesses to me. You were always so kind to me, always had a nice word for me, gave the best hugs that anybody gave here, always would come to me and say, I can't wait to get my hugs from you, and I would say the same back to her. I don't think there was a better role model as far as a diaconate. She was always there, always willing to help, always had a kind word. So Laura, really appreciated you as a friend to me in church and all the kind words, and I never will forget the kind words you put in the newsletter about the garden, which doesn't look too good right now, but anyway, and saying that golden centuries or something to that effect that greeted us as we came in the door, and I kept that article and I have it in with all my good memories. So thank you, and to Ed, you always loved the cards Frank and I sent you for your birthday. You'd always make sure you'd come up to us and said, I laughed so hard when I read that. Thank you so much. So Ed, for no more birthdays, you don't need them. You're good to go. Thank you.
Laura and family, everything's pretty well been covered, but I do want to say, whenever there was something to be done, Laura and Ed were always there, like offering to drive the truck. And it was a pleasure to work with her when we were helping Betty Maldinger and all the rest of the people that pitched in to help. She was the one that made lots of trips to the pharmacy, the grocery store, and with the rest of us that sort of were caregivers, she was instrumental, and I consider her the expert because of her training, because I didn't have it. So bless you, and I have an empty bedroom. I expect you to come back and visit.
Work forward. Oops, we got somebody in the back over there.
Laura, thank you for so many things. You were the deacons of Casey and I, and that brought us so close together for so many years. You were there and organized things when Casey became love you. You said you were my second mother, and I really felt that way. So thank you for everything. I know for the past 7 to 8 years, I always got candy from you. You always made me chocolate, covered almonds and pecans for Christmas. I know for at least 7 to 8 years ago. So I don't know what I'm gonna do this Christmas and birthday. Work out my candy. And I love you. I know we'll keep in touch and hope things will be well for you. And I'm sure Ed and Casey are having a wonderful time up there. All right, love you so much.
Laura, that's about just repeating about everything everybody's already said. But I just want you to know I love you, and I miss you, and I wish you well. And I pray that one day we'll get to see you again. And thank you for all that you've done here, especially when we had special occasions where we needed to have all that food displayed, and you were in charge of it all, and it was wonderful, and you did it with such grace. Thank you so much. And God bless you. I'm going to miss you, but I love you.
Laura, I'm going to miss you. You were always on the ball with everything. So modest in helping not only the church, others in the community, but you loved UPC and you loved us. I will always cherish the conversations and the teasing that you used to do. We would talk about everything from high heel shoes to what were the latest fashions and the hosiery and you name it. But I will miss the teasing, and I will definitely miss all that you've done and all the things that you did to not only inspire me, but to inspire everyone else. So we love you, and I hope to see you again soon.
Hey, Laura.
Oh, well, hey, Laura, this is Doris, and I just want you, we know why you're leaving, but we're really, really gonna miss you very much. I already do. And you remember everything that we have had fun together. We've done a lot of things together, and we really, really appreciate you. And please come back to visit. If not, the whole congregation is going to come over and visit you. So be well.
Hi, Laura. I know I speak for Dee and myself that we were blessed to know you and to know Ed. So many meetings, so many times. You were the hardest worker in the church, or one of them at least. Eddie was too. And you will be sorely missed. This church is the friendliest church in my entire life. And you were part of that friendliness. I felt, the moment I came in here, I felt like I'd been here forever. Because you came right over and introduced yourself, and we were friends from that point on. I wish you a long and happy life. Thank you.
I didn't be here, I wasn't here very long, but I thank you very much for all you did for the church. Thank you.
I'd just like to thank you for your leadership with the deacons. You stepped in when we really needed you, and you were there for us, and you guided us, and I really appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Laura, it is Christmas time, and I'm really going to miss your pecan pies. I do believe that's the best pecan pie I ever had in my life.
Yes.
You and Ed were always so warm and loving to me and always made me feel welcome. And the thing that I will remember the most about both of you from our work on the worship committee and just from knowing you for 10 years is your faith. You radiated real faith and made me know that you knew what you were talking about. You not only said the words, but you did walk the walk. I love you and I'll miss you.